So this is my first video ever. So expect there to be a couple of mistakes. Anyway, I really like movies. I really like books and comics, video games. What I like most about them is the story. I'm interested in them from a storytelling perspective. And what I like doing is analyzing a movie, book, video game from that storytelling perspective, and does it make sense, and do the themes of the story make sense with the context of the story, and do the characters suit the tone, does the tone suit the movie or book or video game. And I find that a lot of times, yes, it does. But when you're making a movie that's based on an existing character, I feel like there are certain things that need to be. There are certain criteria that need to be met. And my first example is The Man of Steel. Now, I don't know what people think. I don't know what other people think of this movie, but in my personal opinion, Man of Steel is not a Superman movie. It's a superhero movie. It's a story about an alien superhero, but it's not Superman. Not a good one, anyway. When people think of Superman, what do they think of? And I've asked this question on online forums and on public quizzes and on public polls, and people generally say a hero, truth, justice, and the American way. You know, and that isn't the movie. That's not what we get from Man of Steel. Superman, to me, is always, he's personal, he's personable, he is kind, he's friendly, and he does good things because it's the right thing to do. And the thing is that what makes Superman is his humanity. He was raised by humans. He was raised by Martha and Jonathan Kent. Everybody knows that. To be kind and generous and do good things and help others no matter what. And he has the ability to do that in a much larger scale than most people. The thing is that that's not what we got in Man of Steel. The interactions we got in the movie don't lend themselves to this person who was raised to do the right thing. And to be fair, that's the idea that Zack Snyder was going for. He was going for retelling the story of Superman, but he doesn't fit in. He doesn't know his place in the world because he's an outsider. He's an alien. He has all this power. He can't relate to people. And Lois Lane was supposed to be his connection to humanity. And yeah, the thing is though that he doesn't fit in because he has these abilities, and so he hides these abilities. But those abilities don't define him. He says it in the New Adventures of Lois and Clark. He says this very well. Superman is what I can do. Clark Kent is who I am, and that that phrase literally means that he is, for all intents and purposes, a human being. One that can do amazing things, sure, but he's a human being. And the thing is, he doesn't act like that in Man of Steel. I understand. The movie was supposed to be this journey of him finding himself. And he does help people, but at the same time, he doesn't connect with them. He's not personable and friendly. And sure, formation of Superman, but then when he became Superman, when he put on the costume, Metropolis. I don't think I need to elaborate, but I will. There was a lot of destruction in Metropolis done by the World Engine. But there was a lot more destruction in Metropolis done by Zod and Superman when they were fighting. And I don't... Superman, as I see Superman, would have done everything in his power to get Zod out of Metropolis. He would have done his very best to remove him from Metropolis, because that's what he does. He cares about people. In Metropolis, he would be diving and dodging and doing everything in his power to protect to stop the collateral damage. Zod throws a car, Superman catches it. Zod throws an explosive tanker, Superman catches it. He doesn't deflect it and let it explode somewhere else. You know, in the Smallville fight, he took the time to save a soldier when he could have focused on the fight. Sure, that was a Superman moment. I liked that. Then he went to Metropolis and utterly wrecked the place. And what I remember correctly about the movie is Zod was angry and hated Superman because he destroyed everything, right? He sent the rest of the Kryptonians back to the Phantom Zone, and leaving him and Zod alone. Zod breaks down, Zod goes crazy, and then tries to destroy Superman and Metropolis. What he should have done is goaded Zod and led him out of the city. Or, what should have been done is, it should have been very clearly shown that he was doing his very best to limit collateral damage. So from a story perspective, the movie Man of Steel set out to tell a story of a superhero who was an alien who didn't fully connect with people, who didn't connect with people because he wasn't human. But at the same time, they chose Superman to be that hero. And I don't think that wasn't the best choice. If they wanted to tell that story, they can tell that story. And using a DC property, there's so many. Martian Manhunter is perfect because he was raised on Mars. He grew up on Mars. Here's the thing. Superman is a good person. There's a reason that the comics and the movies and every medium tells you that the S means hope. Because when you see Superman, it brings you hope. It reminds you that Superman's here. Everything's going to be okay. The day is going to be saved and we're all going to be fine. But Man of Steel didn't get that. Man of Steel did not tell that story. They didn't tell the story of Superman. And that's my problem. It does tell the story that they want to tell, but it tells the wrong story. I don't know if that makes sense. This is my first video. I'll probably do this again, but better. Let me know what you guys think, and yeah, that's it from me.